You may have heard of Portra 400 before, you may even have shot it, and today we are going to spend a bit of time talking about what makes this film so famous and so well loved by everyone who uses it, and how to get the most out of it. Quick one before we get started: if you like film photography and want to see more videos like this one, film reviews, tips and tricks, that kind of thing, then please do make sure you're subscribed to our channel and notifications are turned on. Thank you so much. Kodak Portra 400 is one of its Portra film range. There is also Portra 160 and Portra 800, the only major difference being their film speed. Portra 400, of course, is ISO 400, a beautiful mid-range speed for outdoor and indoor shooting. Portra came into being in the late 90s, 1998, when it replaced the Vericolor range of film from Kodak. Originally, Portra 400 and Portra 160 came in a vivid colour and a naturals colour variant, so there were two variants of Portra, but in 2010 Portra 400 was upgraded to the most modern emulsion, and a year later Portra 160 followed. The latest emulsion doesn't have a natural colour and vivid colour variant, it is just one emulsion. It took the best technology from both. It is more of a natural colours tones for sure, and also some of the more recent innovation from the Kodak Vision movie film lines to produce the best ever portrait film. Now, when Kodak launched this film in 1998, launched Portra, they said that Portra was the professional's choice of film for portraits and for weddings. Now, of course, weddings will have been mentioned specifically because of the huge market that was and still exists around wedding photography, and they were very much stamping their mark and saying Portra 160, 400 and 800 are the films to use for weddings, and also for photography, studio photography, fashion photography, anything working with models. You should be using, if you're a professional, this range of film. And the professional tag remains. Portra is a professional film along with Ektar in Kodak's range of products versus their consumer films, Ultramax, which we've covered a few weeks ago, Gold and Color Plus. What that means is it means that the technology inside it is tangibly better than those consumer films. Portra 400, for example, is said to have the finest colour grain of any 400 speed film. That is Kodak's claim, and it is borne out pretty well by the photos that you can see from the community being cycled through. This is a fantastic film for many purposes, but of course the reason that it is called Portra, and going back to that original marketing release from Kodak, this is the film for portraits. In particular, skin tones are rendered absolutely beautifully. And that doesn't matter, by the way, unlike some of the historic films from the 50s and 60s, that doesn't matter about skin tone. Portra is designed for all range of skin tones, designed to come up with a really natural way of rendering people's flesh and rendering skins, rendering face, looking absolutely beautiful. And again, you can see that coming through. When you look at the community ratings, this is one of the top rated films on our store. Over 92% at the time of recording, full 5 stars, average 4.9 something. Most recommended film for portraits on the entire store. And everybody loves it, and there is a very good reason for that. It is flexible, it produces beautiful images, gorgeous colours, and also it's very clearly for one thing. Of course, the fact that it is known for portraits and that's what its colour rendering is guided towards doesn't mean you won't get brilliant photos in other situations. This is a premium film. This has fantastic technology in it, so it will be able to take fantastic landscapes, fantastic street photos, brilliant architecture, beautiful still lifes. Of course it can, but you will really notice the difference in portraits. It's also flexible in terms of pushing and pulling. Now that makes me laugh whenever I see someone talking about an article of pushing Portra 400 because there is Portra 800, but of course they are slightly different and you will get a slightly different feel. If you take a step back, really what this is saying is that Portra 400 is very flexible. Because it is more premium, because it has fantastic technology, it can cope across a range of exposures. So if I was going away on a trip, or if I had a shoot and I could take one emulsion, for sure I would go with Portra 400 because I knew that if push came to shove, I could choose 1 or 2 rolls to push or to pull and still get great results without having to carry around multiple different stocks. Now the reason that we have saved it for the very last film of the year for Wonderbox subscribers, and we have saved it for December in particular, is because we thought this would be brilliant for Christmas. We know it's been a tough year. We're hoping, depending on the country that you're in, that you'll be able to get together with more people than usual at Christmas, and this is the film to capture those moments. Now, I'm sure you've got used to me at this point saying, personally, I'm going to look at something slightly offbeat or something different in order to test this film. And of course, please do feel free, if you have a desire to test it, or if you've shot a lot of portraits, you know what it does, absolutely fine. But for me personally, I am going to totally embrace what it was designed for, what it is great at, and I am going to prioritise my roll of Portra 400 for family portraits at Christmas to capture those moments and make them very special, so that when we look back at them next year, the year will have ended hopefully on a photographic high at least, and I have lots of lovely, memorable photos of my family, rendered with beautiful Portra skin tones. I hope that makes sense. If, on the other hand, you have a particular portrait that you're proud of, please do drop the link below. Please do share it with us. Tag us on social media. I'd love to flood the end of the year with some beautiful portrait images and all of the fantastic work that you've done. For Wonderbox subscribers, please let me know in the comments below. Have you shot this before? Is it what you liked? Is there anything you would like to know? Maybe you took portraits with it before and they weren't quite as perfect as you'd like, or you have a lighting question. Please do drop them below. We'll read through, we'll answer them, the community will answer them, and hopefully we'll have a really good discussion. I am really, really excited about what you guys create with this film. It is a very, very special emulsion. It is many people's favourite colour films in their shooting toolkit. It's definitely one of mine. In fact, there were so many beautiful Portra 400 images from the community. We've pulled together a short slideshow just for your inspiration and enjoyment. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share this video if you've enjoyed it. This, of course, is the last Wonderbox video of the month and of 2020. We'll be back in the new year with lots of film reviews, tips and tricks. Thank you so much and see you soon.